Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 8th. This week, you have this card that says the answers you need are coming. You also have this card that says a personal issue reaches resolution, which is freaking crazy because a lot of people this week have been getting these cards, not like this one, but similar, that say, the answers you need are coming. So it could be a time of answers and getting answers on like whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. So I would pay attention. I would pay attention to like signs, symbols, synchronicities, dreams, daydreams, all those things, Sag, because, you could just be getting the answers you need, which is great. I also feel it is a great time for personal issues. Yes. We have these two eclipses, one on September 7th, even though it's happening the day before the week starts, doesn't matter. We can feel eclipse energy for a long time after. And so, again, doesn't matter. We also have another one on the 21st in Virgo. But these two eclipses, I think, could be very good for, mostly clearing up personal issues, issues with people in your life, challenges, difficulties, things like that. So it could be a good time to like, come to, what do you call that? Like mediation, two sides coming together. If you're like mediating an issue or trying to fix an issue, it could be a good time for that. In your current general energies, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Two of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work, and I do feel that for the rest of the year, basically until March of next year, and I wouldn't even stop after that. I'm just saying, it's kind of like sometimes I think energy peaks, and that's going to be around March-ish of next year, maybe February if you're lucky. But picking one thing and just seeing it through to the end is going to be the best thing for you. So, and pretty much for everyone. So Eight of Pentacles, he's focused on one project. I think the best thing that everyone could do right now is like pick one project to work on. It could be your health. It could be yourself. It could be your mindset. It could be a business. Whatever it is, pick it and just pick it and commit to it and don't stop and work on it daily. And you will probably be surprised by the results by the time we get to March. It's just an amazing time to really do this. And he's diligently working towards one thing. He's kind of mastering a craft. I do feel some of you could be mastering a craft as well. So, if you've been learning a new skill for work or business or, anything else, then definitely very good. You have the Death card again, eclipses. Eclipses can bring in transformation or change. So, this is something that I totally expect to see in these readings, and I did. So, the Death card, quite a bit. And so you could be going through a change. The good news is that this right here, this white rose on his banner, it kind of represents the light at the end of the tunnel. And I do feel this for a lot of people right now, where we could be kind of like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, in a way. I feel like all of us, I think that we could be kind of like getting to the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this for pretty much everyone. I think we could be kind of like, it's like we're getting to the end of something that's been a challenge for a while, and that definitely seems to be true for you here, Sag. You have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I think everybody needs to be careful of getting caught up in work as well with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is work hard, play hard, but it's kind of a card that reminds us not to work ourselves to the bone. And I feel that you could be feeling very motivated. You have great cards here. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Ten of Cups. I mean, really good reading. But sometimes I think we can almost get too motivated and we burn ourselves out. So I think this Two of Pentacles is just encouraging, balance. It says, definitely use that motivation, but make sure you're also doing things to fulfill yourself and be healthy. The reason this is important is because of the Virgo eclipse that we're having on the 21st. Virgo is all about health. And so if you're doing something that isn't healthy, you're going to pay for it. And, I would just make sure, and that's all forms of health, not just like your body health, but everything. And so I would just, make sure you're creating that balance, right? And as long as you do that, you will be fine. Let's see. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords here. You have two aces. A lot of people have had a lot of aces during this set of readings as well. And so aces are new beginnings, or multiple aces especially can say that you're starting something new in life or you're having a new beginning. And if you are, it would be a great time for that. Ace of Swords like a victory or big success coming in for you. And I do feel that a lot of you could be kind of like having a victory or big success here with the Ace of Swords. So yeah, it looks pretty good to me. The Ace of Pentacles can be like an offer, an opportunity. So, this could be you having a victory with an offer or an opportunity with these cards. So if you are getting any new opportunities, I would definitely focus in on that. The other thing is that we're in the time of truth. And, there could be some truths that are being revealed to you with this Ace of Swords. So I would pay attention to whatever the truth is. With the Death card, you have the Empress. Empress, excuse me, says that you're very attractive at this time, Sagittarius, of course. So, if you're looking for love, I would definitely put yourself out there. The Empress is also about getting things to grow. And you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is about planting seeds. So if you're thinking about starting anything that will make you money, yeah, now is definitely the time to get started because it will grow. The other thing I would pay attention to is ease, right? Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard, but Two of Pentacles is a card that says do not burn yourself out. She doesn't burn herself out. The whole point of the card is that all she has to do is wave her scepter in front of her and the wheat in front of her will grow. So she's not struggling to grow her abundance at all. And I'm not saying that, life is meant to be easy or work is meant to be easy, but, it definitely doesn't have to be hard either, right? So we don't necessarily have to, think that we all, we have to make something too easy, but we should also be looking at what we're doing to create our abundance. And we should be saying, is there a better way I could be doing this? Is there an easier way I could do this? And the answer is probably yes with the Empress. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands, which you have twice here, by the way. So this could be you just showing up in a strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. But I kind of feel you are attracting a person. So if you want love, you have the Empress. Again, you don't have to want love. But I'm just saying, for those of you that do, there is definitely could be a very fiery, bold, assertive person. I kind of feel like this is a person who probably challenges you in a good way. Person, I just get this feeling of a person who keeps you on your toes. But again, we're not talking about they're keeping you on your toes, especially nowadays, right? I say this, and it's like people are like, oh, so the guy that's cheating on me, that's the one you're talking about. No, that is not. Being cheated on, keeping you on your toes is a bad thing. We're talking about challenging you in a good way, right? It's like maybe they do things to grow. Maybe they have hobbies and interests, and, maybe they don't have 24/7 for you. Which is probably a good thing. So what should you do? You should go get your own hobbies and your own interests, right? And do your own thing so that you have something interesting to talk about, And that's the type of person you're attracting. A good, challenging person, not a bad one. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Unlocking Solutions card. You cannot make this up. It says, through compromise, you will create the successful outcome you were hoping for. I literally got the word mediation when I started the reading. Now, normally the Two of Swords is my card of mediation. You don't have the Two of Swords here, sorry. But, there was something about that popping into my head, like finding a middle ground or something like that. I do think this could be in work or business, but that could also be you negotiating something. So, if you're looking for a new job or new career or whatever, I think negotiation would be a good thing here. I would negotiate. Don't just accept whatever they say that they're going to pay you. Negotiate, right? You have this Overcoming Challenges card. It says, a triumph will bring great change. Let yourself be open to victory. Yes. I think we have to be open to victory to have it. So you have the Ace of Swords, which is an amazing card for a victory, but I would be open to having it in the first place. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Swords. So, number one, you have two sixes here in this row. I love two sixes. Basically says you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction. Six of Pentacles, though, is kind of like breadcrumbing energy. So I would, again, definitely, especially in work, I feel that you need to make sure you're getting paid your worth, And I would also negotiate. I definitely, if you're being made an offer, I wouldn't just accept the first offer that they give you or whatever. I would try to get something better. There might be a middle ground type offer that you could receive. I just feel this is encouraging to negotiate. Same thing if you're buying anything right now. I would negotiate, especially if it's something expensive like a car or, something else. It's just see what happens. Try to get a good deal. And, if you do that, I think you'll be very happy that you did. So, that's what I would do here with this card. I also feel that a lot of you are just making progress. You have the Page of Swords that I can't get off the table for some reason. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. He is looking over at the Death card and the Empress. So again, I think that it would be an amazing time for you to simplify or to look for ways that you can simplify the things that you're doing and to kind of like lighten the load, right? Especially in work or business. I don't really have any good examples, but, again, if you educate yourself about what it is that you do, you might find some better ways or easier ways of doing things, and it will change your life. So, there you go. You have the Six of Swords, definitely moving on to calmer shores. Again, another card that aligns pretty well with the eclipse because, eclipses do ask us sometimes to cut things out. Now, they're not really necessary. I mean, they are cutting something out. The woman and the child in this boat, they're wearing nothing but their clothing on their back. They are like kind of completely starting over, and for the hopes of a brighter future. I always say they don't know if the other side is going to be better or not. They're just hoping. They're leaving their entire life behind, basically, for the hopes of a brighter future. It looks good to me. We go this way to the Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, this way towards the Ten of Cups. So, if you are thinking about completely moving on from something, or if you're thinking about releasing something right now, Sag, and, for the hopes of a brighter future, your future looks bright here, Sagittarius. Yes. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands. Amazing. And we have the Six of Wands twice in the reading. The Six of Wands is like attention, a victory, doing things to stand out. I do think it is time for Sag to stand out in general. I say it to you all the time. So I would be doing things to stand out. With the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, I think you are going to have to take the lead on, the simplification in your life. Like, no one's going to tell you what's going to be more simple. And you're going to have to try new things. The whole point of the Two of Wands is that he has to get out into the world. He doesn't know if the things he's going to be doing are better or not. Like, he has to take the risk to find out, right? And I feel like that's what this reading is encouraging you to do. It's like saying, take the risk to create improvement in your life. Take the risk of, trying something new in work or business, like trying a new technique or tactic or whatever, right? And if you do that, I think you'll be very happy that you did. With the Six of Swords, you cannot make this up. We have two sixes right here. So, and the Six of Pentacles is repeating right here with the Six of Swords. Six of Pentacles, with the Six of Swords is about investing in the things that move you forward. Six of Pentacles, I think people forget, is a card of kind of like investment, as in where you put your time, effort, attention, energy. It doesn't have to be money. It could be anything that you're investing, right? And so the trick here with the Six of Pentacles is to see what grows and to see what doesn't, and to double down on the things that are definitely growing in your life. And if you do that, then you will have a great time. If you do that, you'll be really happy that you did. If you don't, then you won't. So I would be careful. The other thing about the Six of Pentacles is that this guy right here, he has this thing in his back pocket, right? And we have a saying that if someone has something in their back pocket, it means they have like ulterior motives or they want more out of a situation or something like that. It is popping into my head. Like if you're dealing with a negotiation or anything like that, again, I would make sure that you get what you deserve out of it. I don't know. I don't think this is like someone's trying to hide something from you or whatever. I just think you could get a better deal out of something. And, that's really what I would be working on here and paying attention to. There you go. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Change Your Tune card and the Self-Regulation card. Yeah, I think we all need to watch our words right now and watch what we say, and we need to make sure we're speaking positive things into existence, especially during the eclipses. Eclipses are fate. They kind of represent fate and fated energy and destiny in our lives in some ways. And I think what's also interesting is that these eclipses are happening in Pisces and Virgo, where we have the North Node and the South Node. And so it's like there's like a little bit extra fate, on top of it. And, I would just make sure you're speaking positively about what you want in life. You have the Queen of Swords. I'm actually going to show you on the table. She's looking over to the Three of Wands. She, the Queen of Swords, she has clouds only halfway up her body. It kind of represents the fact that she is clear for the first time. She is seeing her future clearly for the first time, with that Three of Wands. And so I feel for a lot of you that this could be you kind of like looking into the future or, planning for the future in some way. And I feel that you could be, it's like you're seeing your future more clearly. Now, The Three of Wands, he has to get on these boats and go on an adventure to find success. And I would definitely encourage you to, be more expansive. I'm pretty sure all year this year, basically, I said this to you, because we had Jupiter in Gemini, and now we have Uranus in Gemini. Uranus will be retrograding out of Gemini, but, next year it'll be moving back into Gemini. And, again, you still have time. Just because Jupiter has left Gemini doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be working on expansion, and I would be if I were you. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, I think there's like a really sweet offer coming in for you here, Sag, whether it's a love offer, business offer, work offer, but it's almost like you're creating it, with that Empress. It's almost like you're negotiating it, or you're the one that's kind of massaging this offer into place, right? It's going to require a little bit of work. So, like I said, don't be afraid to negotiate. Don't be afraid of going back and forth. Don't be afraid of getting clear and, all that other stuff on any opportunities that are coming your way, because it'll be worth it, right? Ace of Pentacles is a really good card. Ace of Pentacles is really an opportunity that has potential. Potential means absolutely nothing. Potential it basically means what we put into something is what we're going to get out of it. And so I would make sure that you are doing things to like really achieve something's full potential, or to get the full potential out of something. I don't know, it's just popping into my head. You have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So I feel a lot of you, it's time for you to like really go for what you want at this time. To be bold, be assertive, make things happen. And that, that's basically what I would do with this card. I feel the whole entire reading is encouraging you to take the lead as well, Sag, on something like to be a leader, or to step up more into a leadership role in your life. That could just be taking control of your life. But, all that would be good is what I'm trying to say to you. Let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the High Priestess. It's like, it is a very intuitive time. But again, the High Priestess has no roof over her head. And the whole point of the High Priestess with the roof, no roof over her head, is that it represents unlimited potential. The thing about the card is that we have to do things to reach our full potential. We have to, we have to exceed our own expectations. Basically, we have to do things we've never done before. We have to put ourselves out there in a bigger way, and, take up more space and be more brave, bold, and assertive, and, all that other stuff. And that's definitely what I would do with the High Priestess. With the the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. This is about letting go of past disappointments. I do feel that these eclipses for you, Sag, could be bringing something up that where it's kind of like you have tried to do things in the past and you've fallen short, right? And so I feel the Five of Cups, it's almost like, again, I don't think this is 100% true, but it's almost like this is a challenge from the universe. But I mean that in a good way. It's like the universe is saying, hey, Sagittarius, I have a challenge for you. And you're going to be happy that you face this challenge. If you exceed your own expectations, if you, all those times where things didn't work out in the past, if you face that right now on whatever this opportunity is, then your outcome is going to be very happy. The Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So I feel there could be some sort of like fortune after difficulty thing going on here, but it's almost like you have to face the challenge to get it. With the King of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but really the Seven of Swords is a good card. He is stealing these swords from this army in the background, so he's going to war, but just in a different way. And that's what the Seven of Swords wants us to do. It wants us to find better ways of doing things. So the whole entire reading says this. Empress, Death, Page of Swords, right? If I were you, and if you wanted to pick one thing to focus on, not even just this week, but really until March of next year, that's what I would focus on if I were a Sagittarius, is those three cards. Simplifying things, coming up with, researching better ways to be successful. There are a billion free videos on YouTube about basically everything, right? And so you can learn how to do things in a better way. And if you do that, then you will find a better way and you will be more successful. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this happy card. Love it. And this imagine card. Yeah, I love this happy card. This girl is like channeling happiness into the top of her head. So a lot of you could be really channeling happiness. The Imagine card says it's time to bring a dream down to earth, which is definitely true. I've been begging people. We have one more shot with Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is not in Pisces yet, but it is on its way retrograding back into Pisces. So like this year, until January, it'll be, it moves back into Aries at the end of January of next year, obviously. And so we have one more chance to manifest the impossible dream on earth. Whatever your impossible dream that you're imagining is. Like if your life were perfect, if everything went 1,000% according to plan, what would that life look like? I don't know, but I would write it down and know what you are aiming at, right? We have to, Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, we have to have laser focus. We have to know what it is that we want. And if we set our mind to it, and we try, then I think that we have one more chance to get very, very close. So I've been begging people to do this. And it's not going to be easy, but you know what the beautiful thing is, Sag, is you only have to get started. That's the other thing. It's not like you have to finish by January. You just have to start right now. And you only have to try. That's the other thing. Is the universe isn't even requiring people with Neptune and Pisces to like really try. You just have to try a little bit, to reach your goal, and you just have to start it, right? Whatever it is. You have the Three of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Three of Wands, a card of expansion and growth and, stepping out into the world. So I think a lot of you could be kind of like stepping out into the world in a bigger way, taking up more space. You've probably learned a lot with Jupiter and Gemini. And, you could be using what you've learned during Jupiter and Gemini to take up more space, to expand, to get attention. I think all that would be good for you, Sag. Even next, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is about standing out and getting attention. He is having a victory. He's gone to war and now he's being celebrated because he has come home victorious. So I feel a lot of you could be, celebrating some wins. It's kind of a weird reading because it's like, yeah, this is a weekly reading, but I always say the universe doesn't wear a watch. So I feel this is an extended reading, like as in it's over a period of time. I don't think this is just talking about this week. I think this is talking about until next year, basically. So again, I don't try to control readings. I just let them say whatever they want. And, that's what I get. I think this is something that you will be working on for a while. And, that's not a bad thing. Of course, it's a good thing, right? And, I think there could be a lot of successes. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups can be happy home, happy family. Ten of Cups can also be fortune after difficulty. So I do feel there are a lot of improvements that you are creating. Page of Swords, Empress, Death, Seven of Swords, right? Six of Swords as well. You are going to have to look for these improvements. The other thing about the Ten of Cups is it has to come down to earth. The 10 Cups exist above these people's heads. Ten of Cups isn't a bad card, and it's coming up in the good stuff, but Ten of Cups can represent kind of like resting on your laurels. Ten of Cups can say that they're basically getting high on their own supply, right? They're like, they're getting excited that their fantasy, like they're fantasizing too much. They're kind of just focusing on the fantasy, and they're never actually bringing it down to reality. So again, it's time. With the Three of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, and this is good because I kind of feel like you're no longer holding yourself back here, Sag, is like the message I'm getting for you on that Eight of Swords. It's like you're doing things to make sure that you're not holding yourself back. I think you're being more outspoken, putting yourself out there more. With the Six of Wands, you have the King of Cups. I think we all need to watch our emotions. King of Cups is about having very deep emotions. He's sitting in the middle of the deep ocean. And, the whole point of the card is that he has explored his emotions. I do think, it would be a good time for you to, pause before you make decisions, especially any important decisions, and just ask yourself how you feel about it. That's it, right? With the Ten of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles. Yep, like I said, I think you need to have more fun. Sagittarius, I would make it a point to do something fun. This week, something that only you want to do, whatever it is, and I would do it. Could be watching a movie, I don't care, but I would do it. You have this bridge card. It says successfully overcoming a problem. Love it. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, the sword is above the mountains, right? So the Ace of Swords can represent overcoming an obstacle, which I think you could be doing. You have this club card. It says someone will try to make you do something against your will. No one can make you do anything. So anyone trying to make you do... And again, this could be the negotiation thing. The best word in negotiation is the word no, right? Just saying no. That's it. And so if you do that, you win. You have this claw card says, be careful, do not take risks. I always say I disagree with this card right now because we are in a time where we have to take risks. Now, one thing I will say is that we have to take calculated risk, and also the best type of risk we can take right now is speaking up. Pluto and Aquarius. According to Chris's crappy astrology here, I think the best risks we can take is the risk of exposure. Speaking up and saying something wrong, trying to take the lead at work, sharing your ideas, publishing something on YouTube, whatever. It's like those are the risks we should be taking. But we shouldn't be taking, uncalculated risk, right? You have the Scales card that says, keep your life in balance, Two of Pentacles twice. So, again, we already talked about it. I think work hard, play hard. You have this Jug, it says lighthearted, carefree time. Yes, I think you need more of this energy. You need to put yourself in an energy of being carefree. Like, what can you do to make yourself feel this way? I don't know. But, I would find something that makes you feel like lighthearted, carefree, fun, something like that. It'll be good for you. But this looks really good here, Sag. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.